Thank you, Gina. Well, boys, we are officially kicking off the recording of season 5.
Oh man, I was gonna hit the air horn, dude.
Oh, you mean this?
Yeah.
Yes, things are happening, ladies and gentlemen. So, what do you say we kick into a podcast?
Let's do it.
Let's get this Shedtime podcast in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Shedtime podcast. That's right, things are crazy up in this business now.
Dude, oh my god, that was the best intro into an episode ever.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
amazing.
I like it.
Thank you.
I need to get this program, dude.
I'm so glad I invested in some new software that is allowing me some crazy different controls and stuff. So we have full-on soundboards, all of that. So, the crowd loves it, as you can tell. They're very happy to have these kind of upgrades here at the Shedtime podcast.
Dude, first time we've had a studio audience, bro. It's kind of crazy.
I'm telling you, man, and we got the laugh tracks and all that. So I mean, we are good to go. But it wouldn't be a Shedtime podcast if we didn't ask this one question.
You want to get high?
Of course, dude, always.
Yeah, it's terp time. I actually broke out this guy because I haven't set
Evan Cowles, baby.
I haven't set up my low temp banger on this thing, and it looks so good together, like super clean. And I scooped some straw Nana gushers from the dispensary from one of my favorite people, the 253 pharmacy out in Western Massachusetts. And boys, this one is tasty. She boasts plenty of THCA, plenty of CBGA, some measurable CBD. She tastes delicious. She's gassy. She's fruity. She's everything I really like in a good concentrate. I will say my one complaint, it's that really dry, hard consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Almost kind of like crumble.
Yeah, I could show the viewers at home.
You try to take a little piece off, and then it just kind of starts crumbling into smaller pieces.
Super nice, though, if you're going to use it for this low temp, because you could just go ahead and, grab yourself a little spoonful and just dump it right on inside and get her rocking and rolling. And for those who aren't familiar with what these low temp bangers are that I'm talking about, I'll go ahead and give a quick demonstration because it doesn't take very long. But due to the round bottom on this banger, all I got to do is heat it for a very few seconds, and we are ripping. So go ahead and light the torch up. And
oh yeah, the thing's roaring, dude.
Boom, we're already dabbing.
RIP headphone users for that torch. That thing was rocking, bro. That's when you know you got it good in though.
Yeah, the torch is torch is fucking feisty right now.
I'm at the dilemma again, Sean, where I've got quite the selection of things to consume as far as concentrates go. I had literally reached in here and opened one up that I didn't even realize I haven't even touched yet, and it's been in here for like a week. But I've got everything from rosin to diamonds to live resin, batters to some sauces to just everything. There's 9 strains here.
Woof. Well,
Yeah.
variety. Can't
Slice of life,
complain.
my friend. It's a
Can't
slice of life.
complain. That's what I'm saying. I also can't complain that my plants are starting to look like plants, boys.
Hell yeah, dude.
That is super exciting, and I think as a little gift to the patrons, we're gonna go ahead and start a little chronicle over there on Patreon, so that way the patrons can watch the whole process. So for those who just like content about how weed grows, well, that'll be there. But also, if you've never seen the whole process from end to end, you're gonna get a chance to witness me struggle my way through, because round 1 was a hell of a learning experience. I think round 2 is going to be a lot better than my first one, but it's still going to be a hell of a learning curve. But I think I'm doing
I'm
better
pretty sure
already.
it's going to be like just process until you like put in that progress, right?
I mean, for sure. I'll tell you what, though, I'm already onto a better start. I've got better temperature control going in the room. The tent is holding a much better temperature, so we're not going to get any of those stresses this time around. I'm not being foolish and trying to do 2 strains. I'm only doing 1. I'm also not being foolish trying to do 11 plants. I'm only doing 3. And they're feminized seeds, so I already know I've got female plants. So I don't have to worry about that part. I just got to get them to veg happily and healthy, and I should be in for some good shit. And it's that intergalactic space runts. So
Ooh.
yeah, it's
Fancy.
intergalactic runts, intergalactic space runts, and garlic breath.
Nice.
So that should be one hell of a tasty combo. So it means your boy's going to be learning about how to really properly get a good cure. And the cool thing is that I shout out to one of our friends of the podcast, Foot Clan Dan. He actually turned me on to a piece of technology that's out there. It is a vacuum seal container that actually has a digital humidor feature, basically. So it keeps track of the humidity inside your container, and it will let you know if you need to burp it.
Oh yeah.
So love that idea. Definitely think I'll scoop one of those to help me in my process for sure, because that type of knowledge is priceless. But yeah, man, a lot of good things happening as this year is kicking off here on the podcast. So I'm excited for all of you guys out there in Shedhead land as we go ahead and keep moving these things forward. I know a lot of people seen the new logo that we dropped, just kind of quietly started putting out there in the world, the dripping logo. I'm a big fan of it personally. I think, how do you guys feel? You guys enjoy it too?
I love logos, especially whenever we got some new sick shit to put out. I'm up for it.
I like logos.
Yeah, I think we'll have to put that on some merchandise for the people out there. Maybe some stickers, maybe some T-shirts. And if you guys are looking for some merchandise right now, you want to represent Shedtime Podcast, you can head on over to oinksquad.com and grab yourself one sweet Shedtime Podcast tee that our friends over there at Oink Squad made for us. It's really cool. Features little skeleton man skateboarding through the city. Talks about eat, dab, and talk, and that's how we roll. So definitely something that you guys want to go check out. And if you want to cop a T-shirt, go check them out and give them some love, because oinksquad.com are great friends of the podcast. So shout out to them.
Decided
yeah.
on a little bit of raspberry punch live resin batter, and let's just say I think Ben's coming out to play for the first dab of the podcast.
Yeah, I'd say
nice little dollop there.
I mean, it's not as bad as I've seen Ben get before.
No, it's just what was left in the jar, and like to split it up between 2 just seemed just not worth it. So, but this also goes back to the conversation we had last week where I probably should just cut it into 2, but hey, this is the first episode of season 5, dude. You know what I mean?
True that. True that. Yep. See it.
See, the people want to see it. The people want to see it.
I feel like it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to that, but I'm going to really embrace it, I think, at some point.
Yeah. Last studio audience now. Oh man, feel like we're in an episode of Family Matters.
Or something, yeah.
Dude, speaking of Family Matters, so I've been watching some TV with my mother, right? And I find the like uplifting things are like just lead to an overall better experience and mood. So we've been watching Fuller House, and my mom like laughs in it. Like I think that she thinks it's like really good. It's really not that. It's not horrible. Like if you're
Yeah.
a kid from the '90s and like you grew up watching um, Full
90
House, like
sitcoms.
well, even just Full House
Yeah.
specifically, because it's like a lot of the same people are in it. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. But it's just because you, like Sean mentioned, Full House. There's
Yeah.
definitely laugh track, but dude, there's like laugh track in almost everything, isn't there? Like
I feel like it's
rare for not to have one.
I feel like the laugh track is a thing, right? But it's like the whole filmed before a live studio audience is a dead thing. Like I don't think sitcoms get filmed that way anymore. I think
Like
it's
you
just
think like after COVID, they never really went back.
I don't even think it was before COVID. I think it was gone before that. And it was, think about it this way, right? It is so much cheaper and easier to just insert laugh tracks than it is to have a live studio audience there. And if you don't get the scene right, have to cut it all over again. Now they don't laugh the same because they've already seen it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
it's
guess
so
that
much
makes
easier
sense.
to just get all the shots and then put the laugh track in at the end, and all of a sudden you're like, oh hey, yeah, look, see, the crowd loves it. But at the end of the day, like it was all just done in post. It was just a pre-recording. And the creepy thing about that is that in some of those cases, the people in those laugh tracks are probably dead.
Oh,
Yeah, right? Like when you think about how like some of those classic tracks that we hear in movies of like people, like audio of crowd murmurs, things like that, like some of those were recorded 50, 60 years ago and we're still using those audio samples to this day. It's wild. But the Wilhelm scream, for example, the person who made that scream has long since died, but we still use the Wilhelm scream in Hollywood to this day. So I think we might have some muted microphones if anyone was trying to.
Oh yeah, sorry, dude. I was in the middle of coughing after that substantial size dab. But I was saying, yeah, I was just pretty much agreeing, dude. Shit's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, that's I guess part of what makes media so special, though, is that its creators create something that lives on forever. I mean, so long as the media exists. And I think
right, it's like we're listening to music that from people that are no longer here.
100%. The legacy of the media that we leave behind is of really unique perspective. I mean, we've talked about like video games and stuff before, and here I am. I still play Doom to this day. That game just had its 30-year anniversary.
that's crazy, actually.
You know what I mean?
That's actually crazy.
And like, it is considered to be what set the precedent for all first-person shooters moving forward. And it's 30 years old, and it still has the staying power and the fan base that it has to this day. And then you think about like artists like Tupac, for example, somebody whose career flourished even beyond their death, or, Notorious B.I.G. to continue with that theming, or, so many countless other musicians. And then, I mean, we get into art, painting, people like Pablo Picasso and Van Gogh and Da Vinci, who even to this day, their name and their legacy, the art that they created still affects people and is consumed. So the legacy of the media that we create is pretty damn cool. I mean, to some degree, this podcast could exist in perpetuity forever. Maybe.
Well, it will, as long as like the servers are getting paid for that, like host them, and the hosting fees are paid for.
Which that brings me to an interesting thought, right? I've fallen down this rabbit hole of the more or less abandoned side of the internet. And it's really interesting that there are like pieces of the internet that were like prevalent, say late 90s, early 2000s, and here we are 20 years later. They still exist, they're still accessible, but they're completely abandoned and untouched.
Dude, there's a lot of stuff that like it's just amazes me too. Like just on the idea of computers and all that stuff. Like, dude, there's like memes that are 20 years old now. Like memes that are 20 years old.
Dude, yo.
Like that's crazy. Like I know that you said 30 years ago for that video game, but dude, 20 years ago?
Yes. It's like, well, I know what you're saying. Like the little girl with the weird scowling, face. She's
with all the like the fire, the house burning behind her, like all that shit.
Well, that girl too. Like she's
in the car.
I'm talking about the little girl in the car who's like making the weird face.
Yeah.
Like she's a grown woman with like kids of her own now.
Dude, you ever seen the one where it's like a video? It's like more commonly like a GIF or a GIF. And it's like this kid who's like at this dance club and like he just like has sunglasses on. He's probably like 7 years old and he's just like fucking doing like the crazy like rave dancing and stuff. Have you ever seen that?
Maybe, yeah.
Dude, it's like one of my favorite like GIFs to fucking roll with.
Yeah. Then I've seen you post it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can't find it. I'll post it in Discord right now, actually.
But like,
I haven't favorited, bro.
It's a trip. Like Scumbag Steve, that dude's like what, 40 now?
Okay, I don't know what just happened there. Who?
The guy who was better known as the Scumbag Steve meme. So is the dude standing in the doorway with like I feel like it might have been like a Louis Vuitton hat or something on. And they always used him as an example of somebody being a complete scumbag. Yeah. Like, let's see. Scumbag Steve memes.
Dude, I'm gonna just like guess that this is the right.
Okay, it's a baseball hat of some sort.
Why is it not working? All right, well, that's unfortunate. I can't get it to show.
I was wondering what that beeping sound was. I looked over us from Discord.
Yeah, James, you can't click that, right?
No, it doesn't work.
But that's the guy there, Scumbag Steve. I mean, this is him all these years later.
No.
It's got to be a total trip to be a meme.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay, funny thing. So, it was like maybe a month ago. I was just like playing some video games, just kind of like chilling, and somebody that I met was like, "Yeah, so I don't remember how it came up, but they're like, well, there's actually like a meme of me. It's like a really memeable photo that's like kind of went around the internet." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And they're like, "Yeah," and they like dropped it in the chat, and it's like Scene Girls. It's like basically there's like 3 teen girls in the photo, and it's like I can't remember what the caption was, but I guess it was like a really big meme. And I was like, "So did you ever ask them to like pay you money?" And she's like, "I reached out to them or whatever." And she's like, I was just like, "Yo, like that's me." And I guess like nothing ever went anywhere. Like she couldn't get it taken down. So like that's just all part of that, right? Like, I'm sure it would be horrible. Now, do people recognize her? Probably not, because like if you're dressed as like a scene girl, you you now look a little bit more regular, average. Um, it's probably really hard to tell. And everybody's like, "Yo, that's that girl from that scene." You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of those people though, like they still look just like they look in their meme, and it's
Yeah, yeah, those ones, yeah, for sure, dude.
like
Like
that's gotta
kids
be
growing
so
up and
weird.
whatever.
You know, people are like, oh my god, it's the dude from the meme. People are just freaking out when you go out to the bar. Dude, say the line.
Or like Little Terrio back in the day, where he hit his dance. You guys remember Little Terrio?
Was that the little fucking dude with
The little
the?
chunky kid. Oh, dude, you have to just look it up, dude. Google it, Little Terrio.
Oh, you know what I wonder? I wonder if I can can't send that gift because I was trying to send it in a DM.
Oh, you're trying to slide all up in the DM with it, and it won't let you. That's weird.
No, no,
Maybe.
no. So like here, let's try this. I'm gonna try this. I just really like I need to actually look at it today too. I'm gonna put in Basic Crew Lounge. Dude, it's still not working. The hell?
Somebody call tech support. Oh no.
Yeah, dude. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I just dropped it in the lounge.
Good old dancing kids.
Well, dude, this one is just like for some reason I think it's so hilarious. And for another reason, like I feel like I can answer with that to a lot of questions. Be like, yo,
Yeah.
how's your day going? And then you give that. Be like, yo, did you do this? And like it was a positive, you do that.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
But over time though, I think that that's one of those things. Like sometimes like meme culture is obviously just it goes through phases, but I think that like some things just like continually hit. Like I feel like at any point, if you come up with like a good Pepe meme, like you're probably gonna get people liking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I feel like that there's like a few other ones that have just been around, and like I feel like that those still hit for whatever reason. But other things, it's like just like that rotation. Like something comes in as something leaves.
You know, it's like so many other things in our cultural lexicon, right? Like I I follow a dude on YouTube, Digging the Greats, who also has a podcast, the Digging the Greats podcast. If you guys are interested, check him out. But he does a lot of like hip hop history, music history, stuff like that. And he was talking about in one of his episodes how like certain sounds, certain styles, certain artists, they go through like a cyclical rotation, and it's almost like they go into a vault. And it's like, all right, we got saturated with that style, or we got saturated with that artist, and now they're in the vault where like nobody really wants to hear them anymore, nobody really cares about them. But then, you know, give it enough time, maybe it's 10 years, let's say, for example, and then all of a sudden people are like, you know what, dude, that song slaps, I can bring it out of the vault now, I can listen to it again, and it's enjoyable. And so, I mean, memes, I think, they have the same sort of situation. They just kind of come in and out of the vault, and sometimes just something has a second wave, a second coming, if you will, and it's like, oh yeah, that's the
Well, it's like
move.
with anything, dude. It's like look at fashion. Fashion's the same way. Sometimes things go away for a minute, and then now all of a sudden things are coming back.
Yeah,
You know
bell
what I mean?
bottoms, Jinko jeans,
Yeah,
dude. The fact that Jinkos came back, that still blows my mind.
right.
Yo, I won't lie, I kind of want a pair of mammoths.
What are those?
The Jinko mammoths, they were the like super big leg Jinkos that they made.
Okay.
So like back in the 90s, they were the skater kids that like you never saw their feet because the leg of their pant was just so wide.
Oh, like stovepipe jeans.
Sure.
Sure.
Isn't that what they're called? Like they'd be like the same width as like the cat, the thigh is the calf. Like it would
They
just be
they
like
they were like more like bell bottom, but not in the way that like they just got huge. Like you'd have like a 36-inch fucking opening at your feet in the Jinko Mammoth.
But was it like pretty straight down, or like it really just looked like
It's
bell
still
bottoms?
it like the whole thing just kind of like opened this way.
Okay.
Hold please. We're gonna.
Like would like kids that went to like an ICP concert be wearing them?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, those kids. A lot, like I said, a lot
For
of the
sure.
skater kids wore them back in the day.
Or like rave kids or something?
Yeah, rave kids
Yeah.
were commonly wearing them.
Anybody that you saw that was just wearing really, really big pants.
Yeah, like all the alternative kids rocked them back in those days. You know, let's see. I just happened to find a pair here.
It'd be
on
great if like Sean
AliExpress.
dropped a picture of him wearing them.
I probably have pictures somewhere, but yeah, like these are the classic mammoths. They're just ridiculously big, and so like,
Are those how big the pockets are?
yeah, dude, the pockets are monstrous, and like in certain pairs, I remember having friends where like this pocket is literally all the way down here where this stitch line is. So you've got the zip pocket over, but that inner pocket is all the way down here as well.
Dude, you could fit like a whole bong in there, dude.
Oh, 100% you could. 100% you could.
If you had a good belt on, you could rock like a 40 in one pocket, 40 in the other one.
But like that's your back pocket. It's literally down past your kneecaps. Like these are super deep back pockets in a pair of Jinkos. This is why we had wallet chains that were a mile long, because our wallet was all the way down at the bottom of these damn pants.
True.
But yeah, like these were dope. And you know what else I used to love? Did you guys ever have a pair of UFO pants?
No.
Probably not.
Bro, so
I
UFOs
never
were
had
fire.
Jinkos, dude.
So like UFOs, these were definitely like the rave kid pants back in the day. And like I remember some of them, like this kid's pair right in this picture, they'd have these dope little tassels that hung out. And dude, they'd have like laces, little pull ties that you could use to like pull them and tie them up above your knee if you wanted to make them into shorts. Or you could just like rock them full length, like this baggy parachute style. But these things were dope. As you can obviously tell, the rave kids loved them because there's a million pockets. And you can get them in a million wild colors.
It looks like it's definitely kind of like a rave / dance crew thing.
Yeah, they were dope for that. They were great. They were, pretty popular amongst a lot of the skater kids that I knew growing up. But yeah, super dope. I loved that 90s fashion. It was a good time.
Do you guys ever have the kids like around your area that would rubber band the bottom of their jeans to where like it made them real tight around the ankles?
No.
For some reason, that was like a big thing in like my high school growing up as a kid.
So what? You'd bunch it in the back and then put a rubber band on it, and then
No, you just like fucking pretty much put like a rubber band almost like around your ankle sort of shit and just like make him like real tight. It was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
The closest thing I remember to that was the one kid who was super, super nerdy, who had like the pair of jeans that had like the sweatband elastic at the bottom that bunched it up naturally like a pair of sweatpants.
Well, yeah,
And,
that
like-
was kind of like the similar. It was sort of like that, but like.
But
it
these
was
kids were
like
just
rubber-
taking
or maybe
regular
they kind of did it
elastics.
like what Chris did, maybe sort of like that. But like, yeah, dude, it just never made any sense to me.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
That's a weird trend. There were a lot of weird trends though back in those years. I will I'll
Dude,
never understand
undercuts,
kids,
weird
right?
trend.
Bro, the undercut.
And they like that was like a weird trend.
I rocked it for a while, I won't lie.
Oh yeah, me too. Dude,
You
I
know?
remember like there'd be like kids would be like, "Oh, my parents won't let me get an undercut." It's like what? Dude, it just looks like a fucking mushroom cut, but like less ridiculous.
Yeah, the mushroom cut made you look like a serial killer.
Let's be honest, though, we all had that at least once as a child.
A mushroom cut? I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I actually did, because like I went basically from like having like short haircuts, like this would be like my haircut, like this length, to like by the time I was like 12, my parents were like, "Yeah, you don't have to get your hair cut if you don't want to," and I was like, "All right." And then I think I grew my hair into like an undercut. So I don't think that I ever had that awkward like bowl cut.
Oh, I for
You know what I
sure
mean?
did, bro. A few times.
Yeah, I couldn't do the bowl cut because of the like way my hair grew. It would just like go out like a slight afro and then eventually start to part down the middle, and I would look like a maniac. So I remember rocking shorter haircuts like Chris's when I was a kid, and then a lot of the what they called the wiffle cut, which is like maybe a half inch to a quarter inch of hair around your whole head. You just take it down with a buzz, quick buzz cut. But yeah, it wasn't until probably in middle school and I started growing my hair out, and I had hit the shoulder length and realized that was so unmanageable that like I started keeping it short and just spiky because like there was no way. And that was like the punk rock years. So of course, green spikes, red spikes, let's go, have fun,
Yeah, I went through like a slick back hair phase, like when I was real young. And then of course, like once like the late 90s, early 2000s, everybody started spiking their hair and shit. So then I went to like, the flat top spike situation at first. And eventually it turned into like the whole head like being spiked up like a fucking Super Saiyan
Hmm.
from fucking Dragon Ball, you know what I mean? And I started to do that. And I did that for the longest fucking time. And then eventually I started doing like the weird like fucking flip thing in the front where it's like everything's all like kind of combed down and you got like the weird like little fucking half pipe or quarter pipe in the front of your head. The whole
I
fucking
remember
bleed
that.
action.
There,
And
there,
then
there, that was a
I grew
middle
it out
school
at one
thing.
point too. And that was a weird phase.
Like are we talking like almost like the scene kid, like it fell down over your face?
Kinda. It's like more like the skater kid like look where like when you put the hat on, then all of a sudden just like all flip out. You know what I mean?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I remember that look. But I had a lot of friends that just did that. I did the devil's lock, if you will, for a little period of time in my life. That was the Misfits thing where like you just let your hair front of your hair grow and then just kind of because I'd have this natural widow's peak. I've had it my whole life, so like this whole part would just grow down and hang here. And like we always thought that was cool because again, punk rock stuff. That's what I did the most with my like experimenting with like my hairstyles. Because then once I went into that like hip hop phase of my life, I had like the short spiky hair or I was bald.
I think I bleached it once or twice.
I definitely bleached mine a couple times.
With the frosted tips at one point, I think.
I remember a kid back in high school doing like a leopard spot because he had like light
Yeah.
brown hair, and so like he walked around all day with a spray bottle and would just like lightly spray certain spots with a little bit of bleach, so that it would just slowly put leopard spots in his hair.
Yeah, I had friends that did that, or like they did like a weird like fucking stripe across their fucking head or some shit, or did all kinds of weird designs and stuff.
I always thought it was interesting though, like people who dyed their hair funny colors, right? Well, the one thing you never notice that nobody does until somebody does it nobody goes so far as to dye the beard and the eyebrows and all that shit when they dye the top of the head. And like I remember seeing my buddy Nate at one of the punk shows his band was doing do that, and like it bugged me out because like he had almost fully shaved head, just bunch of mohawk down the center. That was all green, and then he had like these sideburn mutton chop things going on. Those were green, and then he did his eyebrows green. And allegedly, thankfully, I never saw. He apparently did his pubes green as well, so that the carpet would match the drapes. Yeah, Nate was a maniac.
Bro.
Like,
that's commitment.
This dude was such a riot, and like he also, we had that story time a couple shows back about dumb things, people getting hurt and shit like that. This dude has one of the most crazy stories I've ever heard when it comes to running from the cops at a party as a kid, because he was at like one of those forest bonfire type parties. Cops came to break it up. He was running from the cops. It was summertime. He's got his shorts on. He's just wearing a pair of basketball shorts and like a tank top or whatever. So he's running from the cops through the woods and everything. And he gets to this point. He's got to hop a chain link fence. And as he goes to hop the chain link fence, his hands slip and he catches his ball bag on the top of a chain link fence where it makes that little cross point, gets his ball bag stuck, and then has to kind of get himself off of this chain link fence to continue to run home. So naturally now he's running home leaking from, his crotch area, not knowing the extent of his damage. He gets home and he actually finds out that he's split his ball bag down the middle and he's literally got a testicle hanging out.
Oh my God, dude.
This man had to be rushed to a hospital to have his fucking ball bag sewn back together. And he's fine, obviously, now. This is, 20 plus years later, I'm sure, at this point. But yeah, had to have his ball bag sewn back together because he tore it jumping a chain link fence wearing basketball shorts.
That's probably one of the worst things I've ever heard, Sean.
Dude,
wow.
that was the weirdest jump in conversation ever, bro. Because we're just sitting here chilling, having like normal thing, and then all of a sudden this dude's balls are hanging out. Oh my God, dude.
Yep. So shout out to the homie Nate. We went from fucking dyeing your hair funny colors to getting your bag ripped open. That's right. Only on the Shedtime podcast.
Man, honestly, that's so bad. That's really bad. I feel sorry for him.
It's part of that whole punk rock scene that I was, running with when I was in that stage of my life. Like, he gave no fucks. It was a badge of honor. He loved showing his stitched up ball bag to people for like a month straight. So, he was proud of it. And the craziest thing is,
I could
right?
see that.
Like,
not being proud of it, but I could see somebody being proud of it.
Like, the craziest part of all of it is that, like, now to reflect on it all these years later, this dude is like a total hippie. He moved from out here to like Northern California, bought himself some farmland up there, and he's like, raising sheep, and he's doing like goats or whatever. I think it's goats, not sheep. He may have both. I don't know, but he's got himself livestock. He's got himself a fantastic fruits and vegetables garden going, and like he's all set. Like, he's living a pretty self-sustaining life, doing farmers markets, the whole nine. And it's such a complete 180 from the maniac who is dyeing himself head to toe green to make sure that, he matched, and running from the cops and getting hurt,
Dude, man, like, that's just like, have you ever talked to him recently, Sean? Like,
yeah,
at some point recently?
When I still had Facebook, yeah, we used to chat all the time.
All right. And like, have you ever asked him like how that recovered? Does he have kids?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he recovered fine. I don't know that he has kids, because he and his lady weren't interested last I knew. But yeah, like he recovered fine.
Okay, that's good. I'm happy for him then.
Yeah. Shout out to Shout out to the homie. You know, I noticed he never had any problem getting it up.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, soundboard action for the win. I'm loving it. And that's just a taste of what you can get, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Shedtime podcast. Oh man! And with that, I think I need to load this here piece with a little bit more flour. I decided I had to break out an oldie but a goodie. Oldie now, I guess, but been a while since Honeybee has been out in rotation, and this thing is just one of the coolest pieces of glass
Nice.
art I've seen, you know, and had the opportunity to own. So yeah, shout out to the Honeybee and shout out to dope glass artists everywhere who are making dope art. Which, speaking of, I was chatting with a friend of the podcast, Sully Reynolds, recently, and they recently did another thing with the brewery where he made a whole bunch of limited edition beer glasses for the brewery, and they did these like kits basically. You could buy beer and the glass together, and dude, they're killing it.
Oh, yeah.
Such a cool fucking move.
Well, I remember when he was on here, he was talking about how I think that he was either doing some more or he was doing the very first run of the glasses. I can't remember. I think it was more.
I think it might have been
And
his
it was pretty
second
cool.
when we had it on the
Yeah.
had him on the show, and yeah, he's continued to do it. And he just recently went through his most recent round. So if people are interested in seeing that, go check out Sully Reynolds at Sully Reynolds on Instagram. He's doing great work. He's even doing some custom pieces for people, which is just sick. So, you know, if you guys are interested in custom work, reach out. You know, a lot of these glass blowers are down to get funky with you and, you know, make whatever you're looking to make. There's even one I found, I can't afford it, but this person made a beautiful octopus. And it's not like a functional piece. It's just a beautiful hand blown glass octopus ornament that they made, and stunning,
Dude,
utterly stunning.
You know what pieces have kind of been blowing my mind lately are the ones with like the fucking DNA strands that spin and like the center where like the perk would be. Those things are fucking trippy as shit, dude.
I have that one propeller rig, and that alone freaks me out because it has moving glass in it.
Yeah, it's just like, how did they do that? You know what I mean? Like
To get that huge strand,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then to get it to move freely like that, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, like that's all, you know, hand done, you know what I mean? And like there's no, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, you can't just blow glass into a
Shout-outs to the
mold for that.
workmanship, dude. Shout outs to the workmanship.
For real. Blowing my mind what these people are doing with art right now. You know, I know we talk about it from time to time on here, but like some of the artists out there right now are just incredible. There's a place, what's his name? Autos. It's just Autos Glass. I think it's just Autos. He's got a glass shop, and this dude actually built a space in this glass shop where he could do glass blowing demonstrations with glass blowers all over the world. And he even has glass blowing classes that are held there now. So like people can go to his glass shop and learn the art of glass blowing if they want. And I love that like there are people just out here moving these arts forward. Let's see, where is Autos located? No. Helps if I type. That's the problem when I'm trying to type on this show. I get a little stoned and then
Dude, I'll tell you one thing, bro. This is probably the most ripped I've been on an episode in a long time. But it's also because I took like a really nice fat one before the show and then led into, you know, the nice one I took at the beginning of the show. And now I'm just like, I'm out there right now, man, trying to hold it together.
I'm pulling up Otto's
Oh, damn.
website right here. Yeah, so he has a full-on in-house glass studio. And as we can see here, like he's actually hosting these glass blowing classes inside the shop, as well as having actual cool products to sell to people. So like you can go into his shop and he's got, everything. I mean, this is speaking of Sully Reynolds right here. That's a Sully Reynolds piece right there at the top of the website. But yeah, he's got all sorts of cool stuff, scientific stuff, fancy stuff, and everything's 101. So as we can see here on the website, there's a reason why everything is sold out. Because he's moving it. He's moving products. But he's teaming up with just some of the best people getting such cool work. I mean, what animal is riding the back of this pig? I don't even know.
I think he's got a hat on.
Is that what?
It's
Oh
a
yeah,
police helmet.
he's got a police helmet on.
He's a pig.
Yep, he's got a riot helmet on. Oh, that's good humor. And it's a little piece. It's a little pipe. Like there's some dope stuff here. He's doing cool work. He's bringing all sorts of cool people out. So shout out to Autos LLC. Where is Autos located? Should tell me here on the website, I imagine. McHenry, Illinois. So Auto Smoke Shop in McHenry, Illinois. I highly encourage people to go check him out. This guy's got an amazing selection. I followed his whole build out actually as he was prepping this thing, and it was super cool to see.
Nice.
Bang, there we go. We can see some people actually working the torch in one of these lessons. So super cool stuff. So for those in the Illinois area, it sounds like it's an opportunity to do some cool stuff. Learn the art of glass blowing if you want. And if you're a glass addict, buy yourself some glass. Like these are dope. Got little batses. Who doesn't want a fun bat? It's part of their collection. A little serpent rigs, all sorts of dope shit. And then you can learn to make it all there too. Like
that's pretty sick.
Win-win. Yeah, love that dude. He's all about the community.
Some of those things look pretty cool. I like that snake one. That snake one looks cool to me.
Yeah, having animal-shaped glass is just fun. I can say that with complete certainty.
Hashtag Cobra Strike.
For those yes, sir. Good God. I'm feeling it now because I don't even know where else to go, man.
Dude, I'm beyond the point of no return at this point.
I will say
sure. It's like I've been sitting here debating on taking another hit, but if I do, I don't know if I'll last. But that could also bring some really great entertainment, so I might just do it.
That's the danger zone I'm playing with. I know that I'm over here thinking about the fact that I just bought for us as a Christmas gift to the house a cast iron skillet, because somehow I've not had one in my house this whole time. And I'm so excited to start using cast iron.
Oh yeah, dude. What's the first thing you're going to attempt to make in it?
I'm actually going to use it tonight, and I'm going to make some like cheesy beef enchiladas.
Ooh.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah. I feel like that's going to be perfect use, Get some nice crispy brown bits on that ground beef. Whole bunch of cheese. We got some leftover cheese sauce that we'll pour over the tortillas when we bake it. It ought to be madness.
I like cheese sauce.
You like that?
Actually, you know what? When we were at Will's. I can't remember what restaurant we were at, but they had like this like red kind of like hot sauce kind of salsa. There's no chunks though. And then there was like this white cheesy sauce.
Oh yeah, dude, they're queso.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, you just like poured the two. I was pouring them together and just like mixing it up, and like the cheese sauce will kind of get like I don't know. It would get like chunky in there, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
It is good though. I was really, really liking it.
That sounds delicious. I love a good spicy queso. So
It was
I
just
just
mixing the
don't like
salsa with the queso and just having a good time.
This is going.
Yeah, I was adding like the hot sauces they had.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
dude, and we're adding like that just hot sauce on the table too. And we're adding that to
Yeah.
it, just give it a little extra kick.
I love that. Yo, actually, speaking of spicy cheese, Pringles, snack alert, new Pringles flavor that my wife and I just tried, and it's a chili cheese fry flavor. And it's all right. It's
I would try that, but I would have pretty low expectations.
yeah, like I would definitely say don't expect it to taste like chili. Expect it to taste like a chili cheese. But for a chili cheese flavor, it's pretty good. It's not too bad.
Dude, my favorite chili cheese chip is the chili cheese Fritos.
Yeah, chili
Those
cheese
are
Fritos are pretty
fire.
solid.
Fire.
Dude, I don't think I've had those in like over 20 years. I don't think that we ever even had those up here.
Really?
I feel like I only had those in America at some point.
Dude, they're
I
so
have
good,
no-
bro.
They don't even get up in the Northeast too often. Like it seems like it's a limited edition thing when they're in the Northeast.
Really? I
So-
can get them out here all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you figure my wife being a California native, when she sees them, she snatches them because it's like, yo, I don't get these all the
Or
time.
dude, the honey barbecue twist Fritos. Have you
Dude.
had those
The honey barbecue twists are a jam.
fire.
Dude, they are definitely a jam. I don't like Fritos, but I like the honey barbecue twist. Fritos to
like-
me only
the
good
only
as
time-
like chili topper.
That, or you just get like some Fritos and put them on a plate, and like you'd making nachos, and just put actual chili and cheese on them and eat them that way. Fire, dude. Fire.
Yeah, like I would just make a bowl of chili and then like I'm good with putting them on top of it.
Yeah.
But like eating a bag of them, not for me, man.
Yeah, the plain ones are a little rough.
I will say though, I think it's an interesting fact that Fritos are a wonderful thing to keep in your camping supplies.
Yeah, they're
Be-
actually a good fire starter.
Yeah, because a single Fritos corn chip has so much oil in it that you can set that little sucker on fire, and it is a fantastic way to start a campfire. And that's dope. You can also do it obviously with like other fried chips and shit, but apparently the Fritos are choice for that technique.
You could do that, or you could take like a chapstick and then like take the actual like wax out of the chapstick and like melt it down, and then get yourself like a little rag and like soak it up into the chapstick, and then cut the bottom of the chapstick tube off, and then feed that little piece of towel that's soaked in chapstick back into the tube, and then you can light it, and it'll sit there and it'll stay lit for a while because of the actual wax from the chapstick. And you can start your fire, and then you pull it back down into the tube and it extinguishes it, and then you can save it for another time.
I like that. That's up there with have you ever heard of candle furnaces?
No.
So basically what you do is you take a terracotta pot and a small candle, right? That'll fit inside. And you take the base of the terracotta pot, put your candle on it, and then you put something that will create a gap in between the pot and the base. You flip the pot upside down so that way air can get underneath and keep your candle burning. And what happens is the terracotta pot absorbs the heat and radiates the heat of the candle outward and creates a little furnace, basically.
I could see that.
And it's actually fantastic for, a survival situation or, a quick camping situation like that. I've even seen somebody do a candle furnace for a small camping sled where like they wanted to do winter camping and they were dragging this like little house on a sled so that they could go camp out in the woods. And it was like 3 little candles inside of an old ammo box with some proper air vents and a little computer fan that they were able to power off like a small battery. And it just pumped hot air from these candles burning inside this little ammo case.
Nice.
I was like, that's brilliant. Because you
Good
can,
old human ingenuity.
yeah, because like you could make a candle out of regular cooking fat. So like you could take a can of Crisco, stuff a candle wick inside, light that sucker, and it'll burn.
Mm-hmm.
It'll act exactly like a candle is supposed to act. So, like, it's pretty crazy. Which in turn means that, again, in a survival situation, if needed, that is an option. You could literally make candles for warmth out of one of these cans of Crisco. So, yeah, cooking fat turned into a candle.
Dude, it's crazy just like the things you can make with just shit that people would throw away that you just normally don't think about, which probably makes you, if you really think about it, is like, it's probably like the types of things that they used back in the day before, we started using all this man-made, these man-made products, it's crazy to think about all the waste that we have that we could probably be using for other things that we just don't even think about now.
Oh, 100%. I bought a book a little while back actually that has a lot of cool little things like that, like how to make cleaning materials, so like an all natural cleaner based out of the scraps that you would have left over from say oranges and a few other things just laying around your house. There's like face scrubs, there's natural fertilizers for your house plants, and they're all just different techniques of these old world tricks that our great grandparents were using and their forefathers and such, and trying to keep them alive so that way people like us can use them further down the road and conserve a little bit. I think one of the really cool things is how many plants that we can buy once at the grocery store and then have regrow, like celery as an example, pineapple,
Avocado.
Yeah, avocado. And like I didn't realize, but under just the right circumstances, I could basically grow a small avocado tree in a bucket here in my own home and have my own fresh avocados whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. And there's so many other plants that we can do this with. Like I'm in a cold climate, but there are, herbs, basil, sage, things like that. I can grow those indoors just fine. There are even examples of people successfully growing strawberry plants indoors in the off season. So like you could have fresh strawberries in your house growing on a little bush, just in a pot. The added benefit of that is that you've got oxygen production from all that greenery, helping to help purify and give you good clean air in your house. Win-win.
True as well. We all know we could use a little bit more oxygen.
Yeah, a little bit cleaner air never hurt any of us, for sure, especially this day and age.
Dude, my eyebrows tripping me out right now because it's like super high for some reason.
Why is it moving?
It's like giving me a little twitch here and there, but like every now when I catch myself in the camera for some reason, I catch myself kind of like doing like the people's eyebrow. I'm like, what the fuck's going on, dude? How high I am at the moment.
So, do you ever get so stoned you're aware of like the twitches or the spasms that happen in weird little muscles?
Oh yeah, that's how I am right now. My leg's been twitching. My eye.
Like, I know.
My leg, my eye. What's next, bro? You gonna just be pulling like an Elvis and just doing like
Who knows, dude?
Like, I know that my body has these little twitches from time to time, but I will say when I am stoned, I am hyper aware that that's a thing. And sometimes it totally trips me out, especially in my eye. Like, if my eyelid starts twitching, that shit will bug me out.
Yeah, but it
happens to me quite a
doesn't
bit.
like for me. Whenever that happens, it'll be like that brief moment. Like I wouldn't even have enough time to like pull my phone out and like look at myself doing it.
Oh no, I've literally had it where I could have filmed it if I wanted, and you would see my eye just flutter.
Here's the talking about it. Now my eye's doing it.
I'm gonna keep on talking about your lip.
What?
Give him that Sylvester Stallone snarl. Oh my god. Yeah, involuntary muscle spasms are a weird thing. Your body's just like, hey, I'm just gonna start like freaking out real quick. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna contract this muscle over and over again. Tough luck if it's inconvenient for you.
Yeah, and it might be for no reason. Like I could understand your eye twitching if like you're constantly squinting, so like your muscles would fatigue and whatever. I could see that. But for some of the other things, you're like, what? Like this doesn't
Yeah.
even make sense to me at all.
Like I remember a time picking my wife up from work before she had her car and just sitting in the parking lot chilling, waiting for her to get out and just watching this muscle in my upper arm just spasm back and forth going, why? Why? There's no reason for this. You didn't go to the gym today, nothing. You're just freaking out for no reason. Yeah, human body's weird.
Working? Check. There we go. Hey, now it's working.
There he is.
I was just saying, it happens to me quite a bit.
I think we lost you again.
Are you serious?
There it is.
Hello. Maybe I'm not talking loud enough or something. I was just saying sometimes, it happens when I'm just sitting still and all of a sudden just like right behind my knee, like that, like a little tendon starts just like fucking twitching and just going at it. You know what I mean?
I know that
Freaking out.
tendon real well. Real
So
well.
sometimes it just gets going, dude.
Oh yeah, I can do that now. It just makes you want to go, what?
Oh shit.
We got the bleep. I forgot that's a new feature too. I can bleep. Not that I'm on the button fast enough to be like, hey, I should bleep out this that I'm going to say.
Yeah. See, that's kind of fun now because then we could say, all right, go ahead. When I say this person's name, go ahead and bleep it out. So, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right? Yo, that's one of those things that boggles my mind is thinking about how to technically edit for like something like YouTube, right? Because you can't be cussing. So like I watch a lot of these people who they'll cuss and then they have to go back through and bleep out the cuss words. It's like, man, the work that's got to create for their editor, and in some cases them, because some of these content creators, they are the editor, but like the work that they have to do to sit there and go through their whole episode with a fine-tooth comb and be like, oh man, damn it, I cussed there, beep. Oh damn, I cussed there, beep.
Right.
That's rough. That's tough.
But that's also why they have someone that they pay just to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, when you got good YouTube money, let's go. Maybe one day, right?
Yeah, we can hope and dream.
Not on this show. This show will never be monetized. Not on YouTube. Not a chance.
Yeah, and we also wouldn't have to worry about swearing. So,
About what? Sweaters?
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. YouTube and this show wouldn't get along as far as monetization goes. It already smacks me from time to time when I'm putting up the episodes, and it's like, damn, dude, calm down. You gotta age restrict it like that. It's gonna be okay.
Practically every video I put on YouTube gets age restricted just because of the content.
Yep.
Part of it is too is if you swear within like the first 10 minutes, you automatically get restricted.
Yeah.
So like if we held off for like the first 10 minutes, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah. It's true.
But who the fuck wants to do that?
Right. I'm not trying to police myself on that. If I'm dropping an F-bomb, I'm dropping an F-bomb. I'm from Massachusetts. That's just a thing. That's just something we do.
Yeah,
We
it's
use-
just life.
We use F-bombs in Massachusetts as a form of I love you, for Christ's sakes. This guy
We
over
also-
here, fuck.
We also learned the other day that it's an acronym. It's not a word. Stands
yeah.
for fornication under consent of the king.
Very true. Very true.
You
There
had to
is
have
some
permission.
There is some debate too, though, because apparently in different parts of the world, that acronym stood for something else that I've heard it explained as. But at the end of the day, it all meant the same thing, which was you had consent to procreate. And that's wild to think about that part of society in medieval times. I mean, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. It's been a thing in China in our lifetime, but
It is kind of a trip, dude. Well, and the thing is nowadays too is just like a lot of people aren't even thinking about having kids compared to like back in the day where it was just like everybody had kids.
yeah, it's kind of not a surprise though. I mean, the world's a scary place. You know, my wife and I had this discussion, and it was like, at one point we had thought we wanted to have a child, and now it's like, this world is so crazy and so messed up and so difficult to live in, just as a single individual, as an adult, that like, I can't fathom having to try to raise children nowadays. Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, like this is just devil's advocate here. Like if people stop having kids, then there's not going to be no world because there's not going to be anybody to live here.
That, or like the people that actually think about that and would care enough would probably raise higher quality children than the people that are like, we just got to have a bunch of kids, for no reason. Just we want to have a bunch of kids. So like
But at the
maybe
end
you're
of the day,
saving
to
the
each
future.
their own. You know what I mean? Your choice is
Yeah.
your choice. You know what I mean? And I will also say this: some people shouldn't have kids. You know what I'm saying? Like there are those people that probably shouldn't. You know what I mean? But then, you know what I mean? I know there's like fucking two sides to the whole thing.
100%. I mean, I think from Chris's perspective, the notion of people who, are genuinely good parents raising genuinely good people, great children, that's a wonderful thing. And I do think that is something that, should happen. As much as I know that there are people in this world who should not be raising children. They are unfit parents. They're doing those poor children a disservice, and it's sad. I personally I'm one of those people who my perspective is there's so many people in this world that it's unsustainable. And I think that a decrease in population to an extent is probably needed in order to keep the actual Earth safe and alive too, because we need natural resources, and at the rate that the population has grown, it becomes more and more tenuous on the planet to use those natural resources that we require, like water and food sources. So seeing a reduction, I don't think is nearly as bad of a thing as it could be. I don't want to see, mankind eradicate itself, but I think a few generations of slower population growth could be really beneficial for the overall health of the earth and nature. And that way we would preserve the beautiful things that we love about our earth for future generations. Because I know that's something that I really appreciate about my life is experiencing the beauty of this earth and nature. And I hope that that is something that future generations also get to have. And that's all I have to say about that.
Thank you, Forrest. Getting all philosophical.
Yep. I love people, but I love nature. Just a thing. And aminals. The aminals are cool as fuck. Except for some of these bugs. Some of these bugs can kick rocks, man. We don't need no man-eating spiders, bird-eating spiders. Come on. What's up with that? Why did we let bird-eating spiders exist? It's terrifying. It's a nightmare fuel.
Because there's spider-eating birds.
Just to level the playing field?
There are, dude. There
I
are
know.
spider-eating birds, yeah. So they exist. So why
most birds will eat a spider, I'm sure.
There's got to be a spider that will eat birds.
There is. They're pretty gnarly too.
Yeah, dude. Those Australian bird eaters are terrifying. They're total nightmare fuel.
Well, there's no spiders in here tonight.
Spiders, man.
I hate them. I don't like them.
I'll say this. As a husband whose wife hates spiders, having bought one of those bug assault guns, awesome. So awesome. Because she's able to literally just chick, boom, blast spiders that are in her general vicinity. And yeah, worth every penny to watch her just be like, yep, who's the boss now? And I won't lie, I enjoy it too. It's a lot of fun. Shoot flies. Oh, so good shooting flies come fly season. We even keep one in our workshop at my job because sometimes you just got to kill the flies, and it's a lot of fun. Could also make good discipline. Pop a little shot of salt at your coworkers for messing around. Told you stop taking my tools. Pop.
Those things are pretty crazy. I remember watching a video after you talked about it the first time, and I was like, what the heck? Like, who even thought of that? Like, why would they have thought of that?
America.
Yeah, I mean, that could very well be it.
America. That's why it exists, because America. Like, all the other ways we can get rid of pests aren't nearly as cool as shooting it with a salt gun. It's crazy. Since you just dropped one, I think I'll get in for another one here before the end of the show and get zooted.
Why not?
Push it over the edge.
Any of the other ones, but it was enough.
I can't get over how dank and delicious the straw nana is, because like when I get it in this particular banger, like there's a certain gassy note that comes out that's just unbelievably delicious.
I just did some strawberry bomb live rosin, and dude, super tasty, but it's like real heady, dude. Like, not like heady as in like like cerebral, but like heady as in just like the high hits you heavy in the head. You know what I mean? Like fucking lots of pressure. And the next thing you know, you're just spaced out.
Sometimes you need that high.
Yeah, especially when you like just trying to like not think about too much, just kick
Yeah.
back and
A good decompression high.
yeah.
I feel that.
Things been pretty hectic around here lately. Well, not really, but just lots on the mind past few weeks, months. It's nice just to like kind of break away for a minute and just not have to think about anything. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. You know, that's the weird thing, right? It's like the holiday season just complicates a lot of things for a lot of people. And so like it's so important to find ways that you can do just that and just take time to decompress and let those things just kind of filter through in the background and otherwise just maybe exist for a little bit, unplug completely and not be part of the matrix for a few.
Yeah. I'm trying not to spend as much time at the desk lately.
I hear that. I definitely hear that. Because let's be real, right? Like anytime I'm at my desk, it's not the most productive time.
For real.
I'm just kind of watching YouTube, chilling out.
Exactly. That or I'm doing that, or I'm like playing video games, or dude, honestly, I'll be like scrolling on my phone while watching YouTube and hanging out in Discord, and I'm not really paying attention to any of them.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Too much stimulation, dude.
It makes me think that sometimes we give ourselves ADHD with all of this just
Oh, for real. Constant.
bombardment
Yeah.
of just everything. That's like we're such a world of overstimulated people now. It's kind of no wonder that more and more kids have ADHD these days.
Well, it's because they're handed an iPad pretty much as soon as they can talk.
I mean, that probably leads to a lot of them for sure. There's no doubt. I've seen people parent that way. I've seen
Not only
people
that,
that
but it
parent
also has
the
to
other
do with-
way, not letting them do it either. And
It has to do with a lot with what we eat too, bro. Because that's literally what we eat. We are what we eat, and then that gets transferred down to our fucking kids and shit, and all this like saturated and processed foods and all this stuff that we constantly consume. There's got to be some sort of correlation.
I don't disagree. I mean,
And I'm saying that as somebody that eats a lot of it.
ultra processed foods, though very convenient, are definitely doing things to us that are no good. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like ultra processed food, you can eat a cookie that's like 360 calories, or you could eat a whole meal for 360 calories. Your body's going to be far more nourished from a whole meal that was 360 calories of like good quality food, clean food, than it's going to be from that one cookie. And the clean food is, things like rice and chicken and vegetables and such like that. No additives compared to enriched flours and processed sugars and all of that that's in the cookie. So you're 100% right. I think there's something to that to be said.
I'm saying that and I'm thinking about what kind of processed food I'm going to eat after this show.
Yeah. That's probably true.
Yeah, I feel
Because,
that.
dude, I smacked 2 frozen sausage, egg, and cheese croissants before the show. And you know, those are ultra processed because they're preserved and frozen. I did take the egg off though, because the egg is terrible. So it's just sausage and cheese. So I guess it wasn't too bad, but still wasn't great.
Yeah, the nitrates in the sausage though, definitely not good for us. But sausage tastes so damn good.
Dude, meat's one of the best things for you. Period.
Yeah, but there's a difference between sausage, which is a
Oh, yeah,
heavily
for sure.
processed meat.
No, yeah, no, for sure. I'm just saying, just like
You
in
know?
general, just as like a thought.
You know, like I don't know if not maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know if all sausage is that way. I think that like if you go to a butcher and get their sausage.
Oh yeah, it's just
it's like
dependent
a
on,
piece of
yeah.
pork ground up, and then they season
Like
it,
if
and
you
then they
have
put it in
someone
a
like
casing.
make sausage there, then it's a little bit different. But like if you're buying it from like a store and it's going to be sitting on a shelf, like in their, refrigerator section for a while, it's probably going to have some sort of preservatives and stuff in there to make it have
Yeah.
longer shelf life. But if you're getting it from, like you said, like a local butcher or something like that, or you're like buying like a half a cow or like a half a pig or like a whole pig and like having it sent and being processed, yeah, that's a different thing.
100%. I mean, if you want to make your own sausage, yeah, then you know it's going to be fucking all clean ingredients. But
yeah, I would actually like to make my own sausage at some point. Why not?
You just
Yes.
need like a
Decide what
meat
like
grinder and
flavorings,
like
all the
uh,
seasonings.
an extruder to fill your sausage.
Yeah, you can buy those things. Yeah, and they just like you can get it and it just spits it all out, and you're just holding
yep.
the sausage casing.
Yeah, basically it's usually just an attachment to the meat grinder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have the meat grinder, but I don't have the sausage extruder to my my grandmother's stand mixer because I inherited that. So
Yeah,
I'm halfway
sure
there.
if you've got like a KitchenAid mixer or whatever, like the fucking tabletop one, the big one, they've got all kinds of attachments.
Well, that's what it is. It's the old school KitchenAid stand mixer. So even today's current model should fit the old meat grinder. But even having like the meat grinder, because same thing, right? Like a lot of cooks will tell you if you're just going to buy the ground beef that's from, the grocery store prepackaged like that, you really shouldn't cook that to like a medium rare or medium because you don't know how long it's already been sitting, et cetera, et cetera. You don't know how it was handled compared to if you have something fresh ground for you at the butcher or you fresh grind it yourself, then you know the quality of the meat and the freshness of the meat is there. It's a lot safer to do it.
Well, that's why it's also good to look at the dates too of like your meats when you're buying them, when they were packaged and that sort of thing, because they by law they have to put that on there. But it is something that does get looked over quite a bit because you just see the price, you're like, oh, this is cheap, I'm gonna grab this, not realizing that it was packaged like 2-3 weeks before that.
100%. It's why you always cook those frozen burger patties well done, because it really is sketchy otherwise.
Always end up talking about food, man.
Yep. Well, that's why, because we're at the end of the show, and the munchies have kicked in. We're plenty litty, and it's time for us to all start
That's the
making
thing,
some
man.
food.
Like I could smell it, bro. Like I've already served some, and I'm just like,
Yep.
Dude.
So it's that time right now, ladies and gentlemen, for us to bring it to a close so that we can go get our grub on. And you know what the drill is, Uncle Chris. Go ahead and lead us on out.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Of course, you can check us out on shedtimepodcast.com. Do all your things there, anything you'd like, including listen to it. I think that's honestly going to be everything for me. So to be safe, have a good week, and live your best life. James, go ahead.
As always, shout outs to the Shedheads for all your guys' support. We really appreciate it. Make sure you guys tune in and leave those 5-star reviews on all those podcasting platforms. That helps us out in the old algorithms. And of course, you can check us out on Friday over on my YouTube channel for the Green Room. It's a little live, kind of version of this show, a little bit more vape oriented, but it's still a cool hang. So come hang out with us there. Other than that, we'll be in the shed doing what we always do. So I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out all those positive vibes. Crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, and a little bag or dab will do you. Sean.
Yes, my friends, we are coming to the close. So thank you all for tuning in. And one more time, head on over to shedtimepodcast.com. There's links to the Patreon. There's links to past episodes, and there's so much more. It's a great place to check everything out. And with all of that, I'll bring it to a close like I always do and tell you, don't let the best get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is you do, be sure and have some fun, because it's the Shed Time Podcast, and it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy, Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton at Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Hey.
Dude, that works so much better with the horns already in there, and us not, doing our own voice versions.
Yeah. Killing it.